It's 100 degrees. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your 100 degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your 100 degrees, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling 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 and sipping this tea. It's 100 degrees. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your 100 degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your 100 degrees, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea.
What's Going on, Diamond Gang? I am so sorry I'm late. My video was taking a minute to download. We got a lot to cover. I know you guys heard that there was a shooting at the White House. Okay, we're going to get into that. There is a deal on the table. They claim that negotiations is going well and we may have a deal on the table. Hey, what's up, Mitch? But guess what? Y'all heard what I said the last time. The deal will mock Obama's deal. Okay? I said that. And MAGA is super mad about this deal that's being put in place as we speak. We're also going to talk about Tulsi Gabbard. We're going to get into that. And we're going to get into the weaponization fund, the Department of Justice in the middle of the night was deleting records. So we're going to get into that as well. Listen, gang, all I want is you guys to hit the like. All opinions will be respectful. Be respected over here. You just can't be disrespectful. So without further ado, and I'm sorry, I apologize. I was late, but it took some time for the video to upload. So I'm going to go ahead and add my screen and we're going to start getting into it. Let me make sure I'm big enough. Okay, yeah, this is big enough. I'll make myself a little smaller. Let's do this right here. All right, yep, that's it. Be respectful to the host and the mods and anybody in the chat supporting. But let's get into it, guys. It went down.
For the two sides to remain far apart.
This evening, shots were fired near the White House complex, triggering a lockdown at the White House. President Trump was inside. Reporters were...
Now, let me say this, okay? The person that actually did this had a history, okay? He was 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland. He was unalived by Secret Service, okay? They were on their way to the hospital and he passed away, okay? He allegedly had multiple prior encounters with Secret Service and had a history of mental health issues. Now, he was detained by Secret Service, y'all, June 26, 2025, for flagging down agents and making threats. And then again in July for entering a restricted area. So they were familiar with this guy. They were very familiar with him. But let's go.
Rushed inside as well to safety. Emphasis on the near. The shooting was not inside the White House complex. According to Fox News' Chad Pergam, the shooting occurred near the White House on 14th Street, or near that side. The lockdown has since been lifted. The FBI is on the scene, as is Secret Service. We don't know what exactly happened, whether anyone...
Let me take it back. Let me take it back again. The guy is 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland. He's had previous problems, okay? He was shot by Secret Service agents and died on the way to the hospital. He has had multiple prior encounters with Secret Service and had a history of mental health. He was detained by Secret Service June 26, 2025 for flagging down agents and making threats. And then again, July 10th, 2025 for entering a restricted area. So they was very familiar with this man. He has been a problem and was detained twice last year. Let's go.
For the two sides to remain far apart.
Please, Diamond Gang, hit the like for your girl. It helps keep me in the algorithm. I got 80 in the building. Hit the like, please, and thank you. I apologize again for being late. Let's go.
This evening, shots were fired near the White House complex, triggering a lockdown at the White House. President Trump was inside. Reporters were rushed inside as well to safety. Emphasis on the near. The shooting was not inside the White House complex. According to Fox News' Chad Pergam, the shooting occurred near the White House on 14th Street, or near that side. The lockdown has since been lifted. The FBI is on the scene, as is Secret Service. We don't know what exactly happened, whether anyone was impacted.
Now, Diamond Gang, y'all know how I do it. I take it from the beginning. So this is when I first heard that the shots were fired. It was 20 to 30 rounds, okay? 20 to 30 rounds.
Impacted by the shooting, whether or not anyone is dead or injured, we don't know. I want to emphasize again, there was not a shooter inside the White House. But I do want you to watch the horrific moment when the shots rang loud. This video was taken by Selena.
All right, I got a couple more people in the building. Let me inform you guys. 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland was shot by Secret Service agents. He died on the way to the hospital. Best allegedly had multiple prior encounters with Secret Service and had a history of mental health issues. He was detained by Secret Service back in June 26, 2025 for flagging down agents and making threats, and then again July 10th, 2025 for entering a restricted area. They were very familiar with Nazir, okay? So let's get it. Please, y'all, hit the like.
Wang, a reporter at ABC News who was at the White House.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
Thankfully, the press is all okay. I'll have more updates for you soon. Follow for more.
Hi, Tommy. So we just got some new information from the White House, according to the press office. They said,
Diamond Gang, all opinions will be respected. You just can't be disrespectful. You can, if you don't agree with me in this live stream, you are free to speak your mind. But the moment you're disrespectful, you will be removed. All I'm asking for is a like. If you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned. Thank you.
shortly after 6 p.m., an individual approached the Secret Service checkpoint outside the White House. This is at 17th and Pennsylvania Avenue, so just one block behind me. You can still see that there's a large police presence here. This involves the FBI, Secret Service, and of course DC police. So the White House telling us that there was a preliminary investigation at this point that indicates that an individual approached.
There was another person shot, okay, as well. It was two altogether.
He removed a weapon from his bag and he began firing at police officers. Secret Service police officers then returned fire, striking that suspect, who was later transported to an area hospital where he later died. During the shooting, a bystander was also struck by gunfire. So the White House press team at this point telling us that it's really unclear if the bystander was struck by the suspect's initial gunfire or during.
They said 20 to 30 rounds. 20 to 30 rounds, okay? Nazir, 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland, okay, was the suspect.
During the subsequent exchange of gunfire.
Some breaking news at the White House. Moments ago, several shots were heard at the property. Details are few, but CBS's Aaron Navarro is there and was outside at our live.
Again, for the people that's just coming in the door, 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland was shot by Secret Service agents and he died on the way to the hospital. Best allegedly had multiple prior encounters with Secret Service and had a history of mental health issues. He was detained by Secret Service in June 26, 2025 for flagging down agents and making threats. And then again, July 10th, 2025 for entering a restricted area. Please, Diamond Gang, I need you guys to hit the like. We got a lot of information to go over.
Shot location when all of this happened. Aaron, what do you know? And we obviously saw that you were there being told to get down immediately.
Jerika, from where I was in the press tents outside the White House, you could hear about 20 to 30 gunshots from what seemed like outside the White House grounds. It also sounded like 1.2 guns going at the same time, though, again, the details are fluid and are unconfirmed. And we have heard from
20 to 30 rounds, gang. 20 to 30 rounds. After this, we will get into the negotiations. There's supposedly a deal on the table. I told you guys live streams ago, it will mock Obama's deal, and it is pretty damn close. Let's go.
Initial law enforcement reports that it happened at the 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue intersection, which is right beyond the building for staffers at the West Wing, known as the Eisenhower Executive Office Building. We could not see the shooters as we ducked down, but we did start to see Secret Service roam the north lawn of the White House as they yelled at us to get to the press wing and get inside. Currently, the White House is under lockdown. There is a Secret Service agent right outside the doors to the press briefing room. And you can see some of them start to roam the north lawn of the White House today. But this obviously comes just a couple of weeks after a shooting at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
I'm told that a gunman came up near the White House on the west side, what is described.
Now, this is going to give us a little bit more details of what has taken place. Two individuals, the shooter and a innocent bystander, was shot, but the shooter he passed away on the way to the hospital.
Described to me as Gate 17. This is kind of near 14th Street on the west side of the White House, and came up and brandished some sort of a pistol. We don't know what type of pistol it was, but he then fired toward the White House 3 times. And the United States Secret Service, they returned fire. We don't know how many shots that they got off, and they apparently took the gunman down.
With some new information.
Again, for the people that's just coming in, and I'm going to keep repeating this until we move on to the next topic. 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland was shot by Secret Service and died on the way to the hospital. Best allegedly had multiple prior encounters with Secret Service and had a history of mental health issues. Best was detained by Secret Service in June 2025. It was actually June 26, 2025, for flagging down agents and making threats. And then again, July 10th, 2025, for entering a restricted area. They said there was at least 20 to 30 shots that went off, okay? So they were familiar with this Nazir. They have had issues with him in the past. Please, y'all, I got almost 200 people in the building. I got 10 likes. I need y'all to hit the like. I do not want to stop begging for likes. I don't. We got a lot of information. I brought a lot tonight. I'm bringing my A game. Please and thank you. Thank you for those that hit the like. Let's go.
And Chad, what do you have for us?
Well, what we've been told is that there are 2 persons, who were apparently, harmed in this shooting. We don't know if that was just the civilian and the alleged gunman here, but somebody was trying.
Hold up. I got somebody. Peach said this feels like a false flag again. What? Hey, what up, Tyreek? So much coming at us. Don't even know what information to digest. I know. Yeah.
To the hospital here. We've been told here that they.
When you say, can you give the time? This happened sometime this afternoon. I was doing so much because I'm also on Rumble. I had to cancel that live to bring you guys this one, okay? So I apologize. I don't have the precise time.
Have lifted that, as we said a couple of moments ago here, the lockdown on the White House.
It happened before it was dark, and it happened late afternoon, if that helps, Gabrielle.
That this seems to be contained, that this was the only threat. This wasn't like anytime you deal with something like this, and this is something that the terrorism.
Thank you, Tyreek. See, I'm on the East Coast, so I believe this, it happened East Coast time. So Tyreek said, I think it was at 6 p.m. It was around that time. It was late, but it wasn't dark just yet, y'all.
Some experts worry about. They say, okay, is there something that happens first, and then you get.
You're welcome, Gabrielle. No problem.
A big response someplace, and then you go and do something else at another location nearby or something like that. You try to draw.
Real quick, for anybody that just came in the door, I'm going to repeat this again, okay? Until we move on to the next subject, I just want to make sure everybody coming in the door get as much information as possible. 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland. He was shot by Secret Service agents and died on the way to the hospital. Best allegedly had multiple prior encounters with Secret Service and had a history of mental health issues. He was detained by Secret Service in June. It was June 26, 2025 for flagging down agents and making threats. And then again, July 10th, 2025 for entering a restricted area. So Secret Service was very familiar with this suspect who passed away on the way to the hospital.
The response. So it took them probably a bit of time to assess that and make sure, okay, this was the threat. This was a one-off, whatever it might be, whatever the motive might be. And that's something that's not clear at all right now that we know that. But that's why they have probably, said, okay, this is.
Thank you, Gabrielle. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I am also on Rumble at The Great Spills the Tea. I do live streams over there on the war and current, information and politics.
They still have this big perimeter around the area of the White House here, but they are indicating that, they thought that this was the only threat. This wasn't a wave of something going on or a coordinated attack with multiple, gunmen or potential perpetrators here.
Thank you, Gabrielle. I appreciate you. Everybody that Yellow Summer, what's up? Everybody that is returning, I appreciate you guys so much. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. All opinions will be respected. You just can't be disrespectful, okay? If you don't agree, put it in the chat. I don't have a problem with opposing opinions, okay? All right? This is a safe space. Let's go. Just please mispronounce curse words. Let's get it.
Fiasco, I need you over here with me now.
Now we're going to get into what's going on with the current situations with the negotiations. Trump said that they are having good talks. They are almost there. Listen, gang, if you are a returning sub, okay, or a viewer, you guys know, I told y'all 1,000 times, this deal will mock Obama's deal. And it is. And MAGA is livid right now at Trump. MAGA is so mad at Trump right now. But I told you guys. So y'all know how we do it. We started from earlier and then we work our way to present time, real time. Okay. So we're going to start off with what Iran was feeling and what they were saying. So it says, we, foreign ministry, don't consider our mission separate from the missions of others. Whenever it is necessary for us to fight, we'll fight. Wherever it is necessary to negotiate, we'll negotiate. The mission which the state has given to each person is the same mission which the state has given to us. Let me go back. Sorry. Just a tad bit. Sorry, guys.
بجنگیم میجنگیم هر جا لازم باشه مذاکره کنیم مذاکره میکنیم مأموریت
The mission which the state has given to each person
هست که نظام به هر یک از ما داده ما هم مأموریت
is the same mission which the state has given to us
در این مسیر هست. کاملا هم
to be in complete harmony with the whole of the state,
در هماهنگی با مجموعه نظام، مجموعه
with the goals of the state as a whole.
اهداف نظام. اگر لازم
Should it become necessary,
باشه منافع نظام اقتضا بکنه
should
که
the interests of the state dictate
در
that we prepare ourselves in the field of diplomacy,
میدان دیپلماسی، در میدان
the
گفتگو،
discussion of negotiations, then we will prepare ourselves.
در میدان مذاکره حاضر بشیم، حاضر خواهیم شد با قوت،
But with strength, the same strength
به همون قوتی که نیروهای مسلح
with which the armed forces
در
prepare themselves in defense of the country.
عرصه دفاع از کشور حاضر میشن.
So when we talk about concession, I think we have to be a little bit careful. We do not
I tell
want
you
any
what each side was thinking prior to them even coming to a common ground. But I told y'all this deal was going to mock Obama's deal. That's the only way out. I told y'all that. Hit the like button, Diamond Gang. Let's get it.
concession from the United States. We simply want our rights. We want our rights to be restored. How? For instance, we have been under what they call it crippling sanctions for the past 5 decades. So these sanctions have been imposed on Iran for different excuses for
Bingo, that right there. We lost our superpower status. Now we're one of many great powers. Never thought this would happen in my life. All my life, that is the truth. That is the truth. You said the Democrats want war as it provides a distraction from their fraud and unalivement. Don't put that word in there. Victims' names. Guess what? I think your boy wanted a big distraction from the Epstein files. You want to talk about it? You want to talk about it, Kai? Don't put that word in my chat. Mods, that Erder, y'all got to delete that. Y'all got to delete that comment. Listen, you have your rights to your opinion. Don't be disrespectful. Watch what you put in my chat, okay? YouTube is snatching channels like it is nothing. They are demonetizing people, and I'm one of them, okay? Because of the type of things that we're talking about. I need y'all to be respectful. Let's get it.
mainly for what they call it a nuclear threat from Iran. There is no nuclear threat from Iran to any.
That part, he's going to move on to something else. And guess what? He's gearing up for Cuba right now. Right now.
Actor in the region or globally. So what we demand is the end to the U.S. hostilities in the sense that their sanctions must be lifted or blocked assets.
Bingo. Bill Davis said Iran was mostly interested in nuclear power for their people, not necessarily to make a bomb, but to power their cities. They have every right to do that. Tariq says he knew he was concerned, but wouldn't face the. He knew he was concerned, but wouldn't face the loss. Absolutely. Well, hey, welcome, Margaret. Let's get it.
Must be freed and available to be used by Iran.
All right. So this is about those chants about unalivement to America and Israel chants in Tehran. Please, I got 150 in the building. I need y'all, please, come on, hit the like. This help keep me in the algorithm. Hit the like. Let's go.
You're from this district.
Yes.
What are the people from the district coming out? What are they saying?
It's the usual case all over Iran in all cities. We were attacked cruelly by U.S. and by Israel. Our great leader was killed.
I've been saying that, Peach. Iran was an unnecessary war. It will take months for gas prices to come down. Yes.
Many of our people were killed. Many of our children were killed. And because of that, our new great leader, he asked people to come to the street. As you know, we are following a triangle.
Yeah.
It says square, front, war front, and also the diplomacy. So in all aspects, in all the frontiers, we are back our leader and our, government.
Yeah.
We want to be the first nation.
Come on, Diamond Gang, get them likes up. We got a lot of information to go over. The DOJ secretly last night was deleting records, okay, about that weaponization fund. They were going in, and those that were convicted, they were trying to delete them. Okay, please, y'all, I need y'all to hit the like. We will be going over Tulsi Gabbard as well. All right, she resigned.
To be the first country that defeats U.S. and Israel.
So they were just yelling that to America at this time?
Yes, most of the time, most of the things that the people say is down with U.S., down with Israel.
I think if there's not an outside actor that changes the dynamic, whether...
What options do the U.S. and Iran have left to bring the war to an end?
Russia, China, or the Gulf states, then I think we're back to military conflict. I think it'll look different than what it did in the beginning for several reasons, but one of them is legal, because the president's going to need to describe a different operation to Congress in order not to be...
And remember, he was thinking about renaming the war.
Legally held to the 60-day time limit under the War Powers Act.
Both parties want to have a deal, but that stagnation is actually costing them a lot. And that's why they want things to move on. For them to move on, that means the Iranians are launching some attacks on Saudis and the Emiratis. And you see on the U.S. side, playing the card of the regional countries are playing a mediation effort to stop the...
Listen, right? The Middle East countries agreed. President Trump agreed. They had to make one more phone call. And guess who that phone call was to? Netanyahu. Netanyahu. Let's go.
Expected escalation and a huge, massive attack on Iran. It's a way of creating some sort of fear to the other party in order to give concessions. And this is not something is going to deliver, I think, to my opinion. That's why I think so far in the future, the gap is massive. And this is put us closer to the escalation where one party will have a big...
I told y'all, previous live streams, this deal will mock Obama's. I love it when I'm right. Let's go.
Attack for the other to give concessions immediately. Or we're going to have a mini deal, basically, on the Strait of Hormuz, which is something I think both parties don't like it, because that means...
Oh, yeah, he got played big time by Netanyahu. My last live stream, I brought y'all their plans for the regime change. That's why y'all don't hear them talk about that shit no more. They wanted to put the former president, he was president in 2005, and I believe up to 2016 or 13. And this guy he believed in the nuclear programs. He was hardline. And just because he was talking badly and fell out with the supreme leader, they thought it was a good idea that he replace. They literally bombed his home. He was on home confinement, and now he's nowhere to be found. If that plan wasn't the craziest, wasn't a Mission Impossible type of BS, like Netanyahu talked President Trump into doing a lot of foolishness.
Iran could rebuild its capacity, while the Americans could basically come again for round 3.
There's been some progress.
That part. What is BB going to do now? Because guess what? They already then issued that second warrant for his arrest. Okay, for war crimes. He will have to answer. Let's go.
Exaggerated, I wouldn't diminish it. There's more work to be done, but look, yeah, there's been some, and that's a good sign. I'm glad they said that. We're not there yet. I hope we get there. The president would prefer to do a good.
Come on, Diamond Gang. I got 180 in the building. I got 28 likes. I need at least 30 more people. Hit the like button. I hate to keep stopping and begging for likes. Listen, it takes me a lot to build this little this video of multiple clips to bring you what I see from my eyes on what's going on. You have the freedom to say what you want, even if it's opposing to mine. This is a safe space until you become disrespectful. All right, this channel's not monetized. All I'm asking for is a simple like. It's free. Thank you to those that hit the like. It helps keep me in the algorithm. Now, if you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned. Let's go. We got too much stuff to go over for me to keep stopping, begging for likes.
Deal, but is you asked me if I'm optimistic. I don't characterize it as optimistic or pessimistic. We're going to respond based on the facts as we see them and as they emerge. So what the president has outlined as his priorities are clear. Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. The issue of highly enriched uranium has to be discussed. Its disposition has to be dealt with. And of course, the issue of future enrichment has to be dealt with as well. We're not there yet. And
listen, this new deal that they got going on is set up to where we would have oversight just like Obama's. This is insane. Why did you tear it up? Why did he tear it up?
hopefully that'll change. It may not. Honestly, it may not. We're dealing with a very difficult group of people. And if it doesn't change, then the president's been clear. He has other options. He prefers the negotiated option and having a good deal, but he himself has expressed, concern that maybe that's not possible. But we're going to keep trying. I know our guys are still working on that very hard. So
Donald Trump has announced that he will not be attending Donald Trump Jr.'s.
Now, this is when everyone knew that something bigger was going on. But wait till y'all see this one clip, okay, that involves Russia and Ukraine. They got their war going on, okay? This is going to blow y'all minds.
His son's upcoming wedding to Bettina Anderson in the Bahamas. In a new Truth Social post, Trump writes that, quote, circumstances pertaining to the government are preventing him from attending the wedding. He doesn't describe what those circumstances are, but yesterday he did cite the Iran war as why he may not go to their wedding in the Bahamas. He says, quote, I feel it is important for me to remain in Washington, D.C. at the White House during this important period of time. Congratulations.
And this clip is making me believe that it's just not Iran, okay? Yeah, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think, and I'll let you know when we get to it.
Relations to Dawn and Bettina, President Donald J. Trump. There have been many rumblings in the past that Donald Trump Jr. is not Donald Trump's favorite son or favorite child by any means, but this also could suggest
the fact that he said on camera, I've been knowing him for a while, it blew my mind away. Let's go.
That the United States will once again begin a bombing campaign of Iran as soon as this weekend. As always, I'll have more updates for you soon. Spread the word.
If you're just coming in, this is what we do. We take it from the previous day and work our way up in real time. Okay?
And follow along to stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. There'll be more soon.
Is Donald Trump a worse father or a worse president? His behavior at his recent Oval Office press event is raising serious
and he's back posting about Greenland again, y'all. Let's go.
Questions and left reporters visibly stunned. Donald Trump, moments apart, says we have total control of the Strait of Hormuz. 2, we want the Strait of Hormuz open. But if you have total control, why don't you open it? This is the same reason we are almost in week 13 of a 3-week war. They don't know what the hell is going on.
We have total control of the Strait of Hormuz, as you know, with our blockade. The blockade's been 100% effective. Nobody's been able to.
I've proved that. Again, right before he went to China, 6 tankers went through from China. There have been ships going through and they have been charging tolls, okay? Also teaming up with Oman, okay, to get it done.
How
do you want things to end up with the Strait of Hormuz, though? Would you like them to?
Well, we want it open. We want it free. We don't want tolls. It's international. It's an international waterway. And
We won the war on day one, and we are almost in week 13 of the war. We have complete and total control of the Strait of Hormuz. Yeah, but what do you want? We would like it to be open, but don't you completely control it? Well, yes, but we want it closed. They closed it, and we closed it on top of them, as Trump said. But they opened it, and we want it open. And then we demanded after they opened it that they reopen it and open it again.
If this deal goes through, it will be opened for a 30-day trial run. Okay, they're talking about going later to talk about the enriched uranium. Okay,
it is the combination of a brain filled with mayonnaise and a war that he probably can't win. That's the reality of what's going on here. Donald Trump asked, "Are you going to your own son's wedding?" And Trump goes, "I'm pretty busy. And I've known him a long time." Trump might skip his son's wedding. Interesting.
Having your son's wedding this weekend, by the way? He'd like me to go, but it's going to be just a small little.
To be quite honest, a lot of people, when he announced this, they didn't have no idea what was going on. There would be no way. Now, this time, I'm not mad at Trump for this one because this is serious.
Private affair, and I'm going to try and make it. I'm in the midst. I said, this is not good timing for me. I have a thing called Iran and other things. That's one I can't win on. If I do attend, I get killed. If I don't attend, I get killed. By the fake news, of course, I'm talking about. No, but
I don't think if Trump just went to his son's wedding, it would be.
Everybody had plans, and if they all were put on hold.
The same thing as if he's golfing through a war or economic crisis. I just don't really think it would be that big of a deal. Of course, who wouldn't expect him to go to his son's wedding?
He's got a very person who I've known for a long time, and hopefully they're going to have a great marriage.
Is he saying that he's known his son a long time?
Again, if you're just now coming in, we always take it a day back and we work our way up in real time. If you guys missed it, we did cover the shooting, okay? It was 21-year-old Nazir Best of Maryland. He was shot by secret agents and died on the way to the hospital. Best allegedly had multiple prior encounters with Secret Service and had a long history of mental health issues. Best was detained by Secret Service June 26, 2025 for flagging down agents and making threats. And then he was arrested again July 10th, 2025 for entering a restricted area. Okay, so we did cover the shooting close to the White House. So if you want to replay or run it back, that is what the beginning of this live stream is about. So they was familiar with the suspect who is no longer with us. He was unalived by the Secret Service agents.
Or is he saying that his son has got a person, meaning his soon-to-be wife, who he has known a long time? I don't know. Now, in Trump's defense, he may already have reason to suspect that this marriage is not going to last very long. He's like, this is good. I'll go to the next one.
So we've got some major war updates tonight as we head into Memorial Day weekend. Things are escalating fast. You're going to want to listen to this. Iran has now closed its airspace until Monday morning. They're allowing only limited daytime flights under a new notice to airmen order. At the same time, Iran's state-run Tasnim news agency says that the Iranian armed forces are actively preparing for a possible resumption of war with the United States.
They were gearing up to hit the neighboring countries and any U.S. bases that was left. Okay, this was getting very serious.
In the coming hours, Tasnim reports that Iran is preparing a new third round of conflict that would involve new weapons, new targets, new tactics, even expanded fronts outside the Middle East. Just let that sink in for a second. Meanwhile, CBS News reports that the Trump administration is actively preparing for a fresh round of U.S. military strikes against Iran. Sources tell them that no final decision had been made as of Friday afternoon, but preparations are already underway behind the scenes.
So late last night, both sides was preparing to resume.
Trump was originally expected to spend Memorial Day weekend at his golf club in New Jersey, but he announced that he's now returning to the White House and will be skipping his son Don Jr.'s wedding, which is in the Bahamas, because of what he called, quote, circumstances pertaining to the government. He also cited the war specifically as one of the reasons for the change. CBS also reports that some members of the U.S. military and the intelligence community have already canceled their Memorial Day weekend plans in anticipation of possible strikes. Defense officials are reportedly updating recall rosters at over.
And what is so crazy to me is that everyone made the decision. Okay. Saudi, Qatar, Iran, us. And we was waiting on one individual. They had to have a conference call with Netanyahu.
Overseas bases while rotating some troops out of the Middle East amid fears of Iranian retaliation. The bottom line right now is that both sides are openly signaling that they are preparing for possible war. And tonight, the rhetoric and military posture from both Washington and Tehran appear to be intensifying as we head into this weekend. And if that weren't enough, Senator Lindsey Graham is also signaling imminent war with Cuba, writing, quote, I believe.
Diamond Gang, at the end, we will have talk about Cuba briefly. We are gearing up. I guarantee you that is next.
The liberation of the wonderful people of Cuba from the clutches is close at hand.
Okay.
Cuba Libre. Maybe finish your last regime change war before you go and start a new one. We'll be following this all closely. For more updates, listen to the Midas Touch podcast.
Major breaking news right now. It appears that there may be strikes imminent against Iran by the United States and Israel. We are learning now that the president has canceled his golf trip this weekend. He's not going to his son's wedding, and senior military personnel have canceled their travel plans as well. So this could indicate that some military action might happen this weekend and be imminent, but we don't know for sure.
So I want to tell you guys right now, the straits will be open. Okay. The issue as far as the enriched uranium will be visited later.
Not be. There's nothing that's been announced. And of course, if they're going to do this, they wouldn't probably announce it. And this comes as Iran has issued new threats to the United States and Israel, saying they will deploy new weaponry and new tactics.
Remember, they have taken this time during the ceasefire to rebuild. Okay. They said they had something special for us. That's what they said.
And expand the war outside of the Middle East to other countries should the United States make the foolish decision to launch strikes against them. So guys, very serious stuff going on here. We don't know exactly what's going to happen, but the president himself even said,
Diamond Gang, come on, y'all. I do not want to keep begging for likes. Can I please get a few more likes? Please, 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 and thank you. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. I do these updates quite often. However, I am now on Rumble, okay? Same type of content, celebrity gossip, along with war updates, okay? So if you like shorter versions, you can please subscribe to my Rumble. Follow me on Rumble. Here on YouTube, I do longer war updates. Let's go. And if you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned, but I really need y'all to hit that like.
he was not going to his son's wedding because of the Iran situation and because he loves the United States. But we'll see what happens here. Be sure to check back for updates, follow along, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Donald Trump just canceled his trip to Bedminster, where he was supposed to spend this week.
I really want you guys to see this clip that I have about Russia and Ukraine. I want y'all serious. I really want y'all to let me know what you guys think.
And according to the White House itinerary, he says he will be staying in Washington, D.C. A NOTAM, notice to air mission or notice to airmen, has just issued in Iran, closing airspace all throughout Iran. You can see this NOTAM right here. According to Iran, the IRGC believes that Israel is about to strike. The IRGC says Iran's armed forces are preparing for war resumption with the United States in the coming hours. They've prepared what they're referring to as the new third struggle plan.
The new third struggle plan, okay? they said they had something special for us.
Targeting the U.S. and U.S. allies in a new and specific way. Per Tasnim, that's the state media in Iran, Trump is also inclined toward giving the final green light for major new strikes, according to multiple sources. Here's what state regime media known as CBS has just reported as well. They're saying the following. They're saying that according to CBS, citing sources with knowledge on the matter, the U.S. is indeed preparing to resume strikes on Iran. As of this afternoon, the final decision has not been made by Donald Trump, but we believe that this is going to happen. U.S. military and intelligence officials cancel their Memorial Day weekend plans in anticipation of possible strikes beginning.
We're going to see what Israel does, okay? This is going to be hard for them to accept this deal that's being put in place right now.
Tonight or this weekend, CBS News is reporting the Trump regime preparing for a fresh round of military strikes. As noted before, no final decision has been made at this specific moment. Another sign as well, in addition to looking at the airspace over Iran, you see all the planes flying around it. Well, Qatari foreign ministers and diplomats were in Iran earlier today. Apparently, they were trying to help facilitate some sort of resolution, which was not successful. All we believe was occurring was market manipulation. But you're seeing right here with the closing of
and right now, as we speak, I seeing some conflicting stories where Iran is denying that this negotiation is truly going on.
The airspace until Monday. A Qatari plane, which has Qatari VIP transports in it, can now be seen leaving Tehran in Iran. So they're heading out. We also know that Donald Trump and Netanyahu prefer to strike while there are productive peace negotiations. That's what they've demonstrated time
and that's what they were worried about. We hit them in February. They was concerned. They were in the midst of negotiations, and then last year they were actually negotiating both times when we hit them.
Time again. Here's what we've all.
And guess what? In this new 14 points, guess Iran. Well, no, Iran. I think it's 5 points. Allegedly, I'm gonna say this: they are going to dilute the enriched uranium. Okay. So we're back to that. That is what they were offering this time before Israel struck and we went behind Israel. They were in the 6 rounds of negotiation. They offered to dilute and to sell it as something else. Israel struck and we followed suit. And we're here now. All right, so let's go.
Also heard from MB Ghalibaf, Iran's leader of their parliament and lead negotiator. After negotiations appear to have completely failed, a source close to Iran's Ghalibaf assesses the war will resume in the coming hours. This is how Iran sees it. They expect the United States to conduct harsh strategic strikes on Iranian energy and possibly nuclear structure. The Pakistani army chief, the Pakistani army chief also canceled his Tehran trip tonight. That's new data right there, folks.
And they're concerned that this could spark into something bigger in the Baltics.
Y'all ready?
We're concerned about it because we don't want it to lead to.
This is what I'm talking about. I need y'all opinion on this big time, okay? This guy here believes that it's something bigger dealing with Ukraine and Russia. I need y'all to please, okay? I need y'all opinions.
Some broader conflict that can really lead to something far worse. What's concerning? I mean, you always worry about escalation. You always worry that something like that can spark into something bigger.
We have been seeing the conflict with Russia and Ukraine for quite some time. However, now they're saying they believe something bigger could be taking place as of today, May 22nd, 2026, in the past couple of hours. Here, the United States is saying they are watching and concerned that something bigger is beginning to unfold in the Baltics between NATO, Russia, and Ukraine.
They are threatening to hit our allies. Well, let's just say this. They were testing, and then they did it again. But let's just continue.
Now, this comes as the past couple of days, Russia has been doing nuclear drills, and we are now hearing they are positioning and moving nuclear munitions towards Belarus. Now, this comes as NATO is concerned that there could be a nuclear attack coming very soon against Ukraine and has warned that the results will be devastating for Russia. Now, coming out today as well, we're hearing the Norwegian foreign minister has warned the United States that Russia is not going to isolate it to NATO, but also has U.S. cities on the hit list.
Y'all hear that? They also have U.S. cities on the hit list. I'm going to take it back. Yeah, y'all, come on, please. Hit the like. I got 220 in the building. Please and thank you. It helps keep your girl in the algorithm. Are you not entertained? I got 220 in the building. Are you not entertained? All right, I'm going to take this back. I want y'all to hear this again. All right, let's go.
In the past couple of hours, hearing the United States is saying they are watching and concerned that something bigger is beginning to unfold in the Baltics between NATO, Russia, and Ukraine. Now, this comes as the past couple of days, Russia has been doing nuclear drills, and we are now hearing they are positioning and moving nuclear munitions towards Belarus. Now, this comes as NATO is concerned that there could be a nuclear attack coming very soon against Ukraine and has warned that the results will be devastating for Russia. Now,
okay, you're free to go, Tony. There's so many people that's live right now. Remove yourself. It's just that simple. You don't have to be here. Again, you're free to say what you want until you're disrespectful. Mods, show Tony the door, please and thank you. Thank you. All right, let's go.
Coming out today as well, we're hearing the Norwegian foreign minister has warned the United States that Russia is not going to isolate it to NATO, but also has U.S. cities on the hit list, and there has been nuclear threats and war.
U.S. cities on the hit list, and there have been nuclear threats. So let's take a listen.
Warnings that have been issued out in the past 48 hours, but just in the past couple of hours, we have been hearing directly from the
Russia is not our ally. Putin is Trump's friend. That's it. That's all. But let's go.
United States, and they are saying, yes, they are concerned something bigger is happening, and they are watching it. Now, let's go ahead and dive into the video footage and the articles so that way you can see the latest for yourself. Let's go ahead and take a look here. Russian nukes threaten almost all U.S. cities. Norway's foreign minister says, highlighting NATO's value. You can see this coming out today, May 22nd, 2020.
What y'all think about that? What do y'all think about that? Russia threatened. Okay, let's go.
26. Something big is taking place. Why has Russia sent more nukes to Belarus? Again, these articles coming out today, May 22nd, 2026. Russia says now the nuclear munitions, missile tests, they are part of military drills with Belarus.
Teddy said it's not World War III. It's the same battle that was going on in Jesus' time. Yeah, it's been going on forever. All right. No, EJ, I don't know where EJ is. Okay, let's go.
As Ukraine ups its security, Ukraine is not trusting.
You need help, Mitch? Just say yeah if you need help. You need help, Mitch? Because I got somebody in mind. Just give me the word and I'll do it real quick. All right, let's go, y'all.
The words of Russia. NATO chief comes out in the last 48 hours and warns Russia of devastating consequences if nuclear weapons are to be used against Ukraine. Right now, NATO, the United States are not trusting what it is that Russia is doing, even though they're claiming these are just regular drills. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Do you trust Russia's word or you?
Okay, let me know in the comments. Do you guys trust Russia's words? Do you think these are just drills or what? You said this is World War III coming soon. I think so. Let me know what you think in the chat. Hold on. Mitch, I don't got nobody on that side. Hold on, gang. Let's see if I could do it this way. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to get my bro some help. You said yeah? Okay, Yellow Summer said yes. All right, let's get into it.
Concerned. Right now, we are hearing there is high alert that is being put on by the United States. Take a look. U.S. concerned. Russian campaign against the Baltics could spark into something bigger, says Marco Rubio, as it is happening today, May 22nd. Like I said, I've found the video footage. I'm going to be playing it for you so you can hear it directly from Marco Rubio. And this is very fascinating as well, coming out today as well. NATO allies, U.S. officials are confused.
11 weeks on, where is Mujtaba Khamenei? It's been 11 weeks since Iran announced.
All right, now we're going to get back into the war. Let's get it. I just thought that was interesting. You know what I'm saying? Because
its new supreme leader.
Sorry. I mean, it is something to look at. You know, they're saying that it was just a drill, but let's go.
And there have only been statements attributed to him read out on state media. There's been some information about what he's been up to, meeting with President Masoud Pezeshkian this month and Ali Abdullahi, commander of the Khatim al-Anbiya headquarters. That's the operations center of the Iranian army. But there have been no videos, images, or even sound of Khamenei. The Iranian public have known supreme leaders with very public profiles. So why the privacy now? There are legitimate fears for his safety, that he may be targeted the same way his father was. There have been reports about the severity of injuries he sustained, including facial disfigurement, in the attack that killed his father, wife, and child. To counter that, early this week, Iran's
now remember, this week, he threatened, supposedly, he sent out a message saying that, you know, the nuke stays there. Their enriched uranium is not to be removed.
History says he had only needed a few stitches on his leg. There are also the question of exactly what kind of role he's playing behind the scenes. Mujtaba does not have the decades of experience his father had, navigating the complex and at times competing factional interests of the clerics, politicians, and the IRGC. An emerging picture from sources inside Iran is that Iran's strategic calculus is being influenced strongly by a cast of a few individuals within the IRGC. While Khamenei himself has deep ties to the IRGC, as the supreme leader, ultimate authority rests with him. Until the specter of war and the threat.
All right, so I got my girl Marie. What's up, Marie? Thanks for coming over. My boy needed help, Mitch. And then Yellowtail. I said Yellowtail. Yellow Summer, you got a wrench, baby. Let's go.
To him and the regime dissipates, we may not see or hear from him for some time.
Iran just released a brand new proposal to the United States, once again.
Now, this is their proposal. Let's take a listen.
Standing their ground as Donald Trump rushes back to the White House, cancels his Memorial Day plans, and is seemingly preparing for further escalation. The latest proposal splits negotiations into two tracks. Track one, end the war first. Iran wants a formal declaration.
Bingo. So they want to end the war first. I told you guys, the enriched uranium, they want to come back to discuss later.
Ending the war and into the U.S. naval blockade and the release of frozen Iranian assets before broader nuclear negotiations begin. Track two is nuclear negotiations only after the war.
I told y'all, this deal will mock Obama's again, okay? Here's the thing. Only this time around, Iran is going to get way more than what Obama gave. Trust me. I've been telling y'all that.
War ends, Iran says it would suspend enrichment above 3.6% for 10 years, dilute uranium they've enriched above 20% under supervision inside of Iran, and commit to not develop a nuclear weapon. But the Trump administration won't accept this proposal. They want the war-ending deal and nuclear agreement finalized.
So they're going to do the straits. They're going to open the straits as a trial run to see how it goes. As soon as something don't go their way, y'all know what they're going to do. But let's go.
Simultaneously, while continuing to insist Iran cannot keep any enriched uranium. Something big is about to happen because yesterday Trump rushed back to the White House and canceled his weekly golf plans. My God. Top officials have also canceled their holiday plans for this weekend as well.
Breaking news, as reported by Dropsite News, and I doubt this will go anywhere, but Iran has submitted a new proposal to regional mediators to end the U.S. war. And according to a senior Iranian official who spoke to Dropsite News, while Trump reportedly weighs launching new strikes as soon as this weekend, the proposal splits negotiations into two tracks. Track one, end the war first. Iran wants a formal declaration ending the war an end to the U.S. naval blockade on Iranian ports, and the release of frozen Iranian assets before broader nuclear negotiations begin. In exchange, Iran will provisionally reopen the Strait of Hormuz, waive transit fees temporarily, and allow maritime traffic to resume while a new governance regime for Hormuz is finalized. Iran is also demanding a compensation mechanism funded by the U.S. and other countries.
Now, this right here, I don't believe that the president is going to give into this at all. But the part about the straits, absolutely.
Involved in attacks in Iran to pay for damages inside Iran, along with an end to Israeli attacks in Lebanon. Track 2, nuclear negotiations after the war ends. Iran says it would suspend enrichment above 3.6% for 10 years, dilute uranium enriched above 20% under supervision inside.
Y'all hear that? This is basically putting together the same deal Obama had, okay? The same freaking deal, but okay. And Trump said today, we're really close. Please, Diamond Gang, I got 224 in the building. Can I get a few more likes, please? And thank you. Are you not entertained?
Iran. Commit not to develop a nuclear weapon. In return, Iran wants recognition of its right to enrich uranium, limited enrichment rights preserved under a future agreement, all sanctions relief. The Trump administration reportedly wants the war-ending deal and nuclear agreement finalized simultaneously while continuing to insist Iran cannot keep enriched uranium. Iran says that demand remains a major obstacle. Iranian officials also warned Tehran is preparing for escalation if attacks resume, including potential strikes on U.S. interests in
Bingo. And I told you guys that. They're going to hit the surrounding countries in any U.S. bases. Remember, they hit 16 with precision. All right, let's go.
bases beyond the Middle East, as well as Gulf energy infrastructure and naval assets, alongside possible coordination with regional allies to disrupt shipping in the Bab al-Mandab Strait.
They have taken this 40 plus days of ceasefire to rebuild. Everything was not obliterated.
In other news, last week an Iraqi Hezbollah member named Mohammed Bakr al-Sadi was traveling and taken into custody and was extradited to the U.S. Now the U.S. is saying that this guy was planning on terror attacks across the U.S. And get this, they are trying to say that this guy was seeking revenge for the Iranian general that Trump killed in his first term, Qasem Soleimani. The revenge was he was plotting.
And you know what, guys? I meant to bring this clip, and I shared it yesterday on my Rumble account. They have put a law through. Basically, they have a bounty on Trump and a bounty on, and I'm trying to think of who else it was. Oh, Netanyahu. Yes, they just recently passed a law
To assassinate Ivanka Trump. He had a blueprint of Ivanka's Florida home, posted maps and threats online, and was actively involved in multiple terror attacks across Europe and the U.S. They are saying Iran is behind this whole thing, which I find very hard to believe. There's no way Iran would sacrifice anything like this in the middle of a war and negotiation, and it's not something that they would do. They don't assassinate civilians, and they don't assassinate anyone, really.
So they was after Ivanka Trump.
I believe this is BS intelligence trying to coerce Donald Trump into restarting the war in Iran once again. I think it's complete fabrication and BS.
President Vance just arriving at the White House. What more?
Now we're going to get into when they started to say things was going well. Trump put out that you know, the negotiations were going places.
Or can you tell us about that meeting?
Yeah, Brett, there's a lot of details swirling around right now, but here is what we do know. Speaking with White House officials, they say that inside the Oval Office right now, President Trump is meeting with top aides and allies about potentially resuming military action in the ongoing conflict with Iran. Our eagle-eyed producer, Emily Hung,
a couple hours later, he said that there was a deal in place.
Spotted Vice President Vance's motorcade arriving just within the past hour. There are also reports out there as well that Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff are a part of those conversations. I'd also imagine there's a slew of potentially other significant individuals in the administration a part of these conversations that we are in real time working to confirm. But the president, it's also being reported, is expected in these ongoing conversations to host some type of call with Gulf leaders.
Thank you for those that hit the like. I appreciate you guys so much. It keeps me in the algorithm. If you would like to support the channel, the Cash App is pinned. I am also on Rumble, same channel name, The Great Spills the Tea. I do celebrity gossip as well as politics, war updates. So please follow me on Rumble as well.
Hoping to parse together a peace deal that can be reached while also considering resuming this military action. As you noted at the top, we've been getting some of these mixed signals from President Trump over the past few days, also over even just the past few hours as we've gathered some of this information. The president frequently notes that he has decimated the capabilities of Iran militarily.
Major news breaking right now. President Trump has just summoned his entire national security team back to the White House to discuss Iran.
So this was yesterday. They went back and again, they talked about it. They talked to the Middle East. Everybody was good except for one more person. Netanyahu.
That was J.D. Vance's motorcade rushing back to the White House as he had to cut short his trip to Cincinnati for the Memorial Day weekend. The reporting I'm hearing right now is that Iran responded with a counter proposal to Trump and that he accepted it. Most of his administration.
And again, this deal will mock Obama's, and I love to be right.
Accepted it. He called the Gulf countries. They have accepted it.
MAGA is livid right now. They are livid. They are posting right now.
Now he is on the phone with Netanyahu and seeing if he accepts it. If Trump does not accept this, then we will know who is really in charge. If they don't accept this, it appears fighting will resume. New strikes could be imminent. Guys, we are at a huge consequential moment here for this country regarding this conflict. The White House just released these images of Trump with his cabinet in the Situation Room. Obviously, we don't know exactly what's going on here, but something very serious is taking place right now. Be sure to check back for updates. Follow along.
Please, please, please. I got 220 in the building. Can I get a couple more likes? I would like to at least hit 100 likes, okay? Please, please. I hate to stop begging, but this help keeps me in the algorithm. This channel is not monetized. It takes time for me to put this together to bring it to you and to show you everything that went on in the last 24 hours up until real time. Thank you.
Share this news, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
Our initial intention was to draft a memoranda of understanding, a kind of framework agreement comprised of 14 clauses. This memorandum of understanding will address the essential points for ending the imposed war, as well as the fundamental issues for us, with reasonable period of 30 to 60 days. So this is, I'm telling y'all how they were feeling all the way up until right now. The details of these points will be discussed and a final agreement will ultimately be concluded. We are currently in the final stages of finalizing. I told y'all this deal was going to mock Obama's. These memoranda of understanding will be discussed in a final agreement. Will ultimately be concluded. I'm sorry. We are currently in the final stages of finalizing.
داره توش گنجونده بشه ظرف یک مدت زمان معقولی 30 تا 60 روزه
These memorandas of understanding
در مورد جزئیات موضوعات گفتگو بشه و نهایتاً به یک توافق نهایی دست پیدا بکنیم. ما در مرحله نهایی سازی این یادداشت تفاهم هستیم.
The call with President Trump and regional leaders has wrapped up, and a regional diplomat tells Fox News the call was very positive. Good progress is being made.
Bingo, good progress is being made. Remember, Iran just gave them a revised set of points. So progress is being made. Diamond Gang, this is something else.
Source goes on to say regional leaders were supportive of the progress and of the breakthrough President Trump achieved with the talks. And so, again, it appears that...
I want to say this. This was all for nothing. Because we had oversight. We knew what they were doing. Trump got into office. And because Obama put that deal together, and because he was being spiteful, he pulled the people and he tore it up. Only to go right back to that. And guess who he's going to try to sell this as a win to? Us. We the people. He's going to sell it as a win. And it's up to you guys if you want to accept it. But again, they did not complete none of their objectives. None.
The deal is close between the United States and Iran, and we will keep you posted with updates.
Y'all ever hear this saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it? He shouldn't have never tore that deal up.
On Fox News.
President Trump tells me he has read a draft agreement to end the war between the U.S. and Iran, and that the two sides are getting closer to cutting a deal. I just got off the phone with him, and he wouldn't confirm that he is ready to sign the
Hold
latest.
on, let me read this. You said, Teddy said, no, he's going to show you the proof that Obama and Hillary were going to drop a bomb on the U.S. via Iran. Okay.
Version of the agreement, but he did say that Iran is getting, quote, better and better on his key terms, which are preventing Iran from making a nuclear weapon, reopening the Strait of Hormuz without tolls, and turning over their highly enriched uranium. Sources tell CBS News the president was scheduled to talk to Persian Gulf leaders this afternoon to discuss the terms of the agreement. And he told me one of two things is going to happen.
Bingo. M. Allen said Donnie has no choice but to accept Iran's terms. He ready to move on. You know, his boy kept him in this. Bibi kept him in this. So, but again, this was all for nothing. You tore up that agreement that was working, you know.
Happen. Either the U.S. and Iran cut a deal, or we'll have a situation where no country will ever be hit as hard as they're about to be hit.
Let me read that. So you support Obama and you did support America, but now that Trump has made many mistakes in my eyes. Okay. In office, you just can't anymore. I won't. That was a war of choice, Adrian. There was no proof of no imminent threat. You tore up a deal that was working only to actually put that same deal on the table. But this time around, Iran will get more. You understand? They will get more this time. Idiotic. What you tear the deal up for? You got none of your objectives done. Our stockpile is damn near gone. We get into any other conflict with any other country, we are in trouble. Okay? You put a stain on our country. We don't even have allies. We will be alienated. Okay? No, I won't support him. Let's go. You let Netanyahu, who has tried this with many administrations, talk you into this. You were the only fool that fell for it. And look where the hell we at now. People struggling, no jobs, can't pay for gas, can't purchase food. This country is in a fucking muck.
His words.
So this is when he posted that the final aspects and details of the deal are currently being discussed and will be announced shortly. And then you turn around and get the straits closed and never thought of that. Every administration that had to deal with Iran thought of that occurring, that would be potentially done, but them. We didn't think they would do it. The hell? This was an entire cluster fuck. It was a mess. Excuse my French, but let's go. No. And then you turning around and trying to make a weaponization fund to give millions of dollars to people who disrespected our capital, committed crimes, pled guilty to those crimes. And then this administration, the DOJ, tried to literally delete their records last night. They got caught. This is the most corrupt administration I have ever seen in my lifetime. Again, our children's children will be reading about this corrupt administration in their history books. I guarantee you. No, I don't support him.
MAGA infighting has erupted this evening over Donald Trump's purported deal with Iran. If you didn't know, Trump said that we are close to a peace deal with Iran, a so-called memorandum of understanding. Well, the war hawks within the MAGA wing of the party, like Trump's former secretary.
If you're going to hand them a deal that was previous in place and give them more, what was this war for? What? Tulsi Gabbard told the truth. There was no threat. The Pentagon told the truth. There was no threat. Intelligence told the truth. No, I don't support him.
Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says that the deal being floated.
Listen, I was born on a day, not yesterday.
With Iran seems straight out of the Wendy Sherman Ben Rhodes playbook, referring to the Iran nuclear deal that President Obama executed that Republicans hated. The White House is responding to Trump's former Secretary of State, saying Mike Pompeo has no idea what the bleep he's talking about. He should shut his stupid mouth and leave the real work to the professionals. He's not read into anything that's happening, so how would he know? According to the New York Times, part of this deal may include Iran getting billions of dollars in sanctions relief, all in exchange for reopening the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz, remember, was open before the war began. We'll see how this plays out. Follow for more.
That part, our soldiers over there hungry, not eating, rationing food. One lost 17 pounds. Let's talk about those 6 that was unalived in the beginning when they begged and was ignored to have more medical services available. Let's talk about that.
Now, the Trump administration is preparing tonight for a fresh round of military strikes against Iran. That's according to sources with direct knowledge of the planning, though they say no final decision has been reached. And the other big news from the White House tonight, the president's national intelligence chief, Tulsi Gabbard, resigned.
Now let's get into Tulsi. Okay. Trump said she didn't know what she was talking about, but I beg to differ. But let's go.
Yang covering it all.
As Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard oversaw 18 agencies and organizations over the
really quick. Now it'll show Tulsi and then it'll go back to the war. We'll go back to a couple of things that Trump did, but towards the end of this live stream, we'll go into details about Tulsi. Let's go.
The last year and a half, at a time during which President Trump launched military strikes in at least 7 countries.
The only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
In a resignation letter, Gabbard revealed her husband is battling an extremely rare form of bone cancer, and I must step away from public service to be by his side. Gabbard is the 4th member of Trump's cabinet to depart during his 2nd term. The president posted, "Tulsi has done an incredible job, and we will..."
Someone said Massey for president. They did him dirty. They did him dirty. Israel spent millions. Y'all better watch my past live streams.
Miss her. Gabbard's tenure was in question in recent months after Trump contradicted her congressional testimony that Iran was not built.
Come on, Diamond Gang, please get them likes up. I need 35 more likes. Please, 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 and thank you. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. The Great Spills the Tea. If you're on Rumble, follow me on Rumble. Please hit the like. If you would like to support this platform, the Cash App is pinned. Let's go.
Building a nuclear weapon, according to the intelligence community.
Well, then my intelligence community is wrong. Who in the intelligence community said that?
Your director of national intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard.
She's wrong.
Trump continues to demand.
You hear that? She's wrong. Like, what? Tulsi said, let me get gone, but let's go.
And Iran abandon its nuclear ambitions as the Pentagon beefs up its presence and enforces the U.S. blockade against Iranian ports. Today, the administration said there's been some progress toward a peace agreement.
Iran is dying to make a deal. We'll see what happens, but we hit them hard, and we had no choice because Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Seriously, I tried to humble myself because I knew it was going to be a long 4 years. You just might as well just get used to it. But I can't. I can't. I don't like a liar. When you a liar, you a thief. And when you steal, you will KILL. Okay? I just,
And they cannot have it.
President Trump was planning to spend the weekend at his New Jersey golf club, but changed his plans last minute to stay here in Washington instead. He's skipping the wedding of his son, Don Jr., citing bad timing as he deals with Iran. And Tony, that was before our new reporting that
and now they're trying to take taxpayers' money to fund this weaponization fund. Like, no, I don't support this man.
May launch another strike.
Weijia Jiang with the breaking news tonight. Weijia, thank you very much.
It's Friday evening. The president is back on trying to take Greenland.
I told you guys he threatened Greenland. Like this right here, too, this True Social mess that he's doing. This is just ridiculous. But let's go. He crashes out on here regularly.
And posting this type of AI slop on his social media. Hello, Greenland, with this face and his hand on the mountain as you see a town seemingly in Greenland. It comes as the president of the United States has canceled his trip golfing this weekend, and military personnel have canceled their trips out of Washington, D.C., as strikes on Iran seem imminent. Now, imminent could be tonight, imminent could be tomorrow, imminent could be any day this weekend. It could also never happen. But
you want to be unmodded? Come on, Mods, you can unmod me. You good? You said I don't do this power stuff. I got you. I'll take it off. He just needed help for a minute. You don't got to do it. Yeah. Hold on. Just give me a second. I'll take it off. It's okay, Yellow.
But it is telling that not only is Trump not going to his son's wedding this weekend, but he's also now no longer golfing this weekend, which to me tells me something is planned for this weekend. If we know anything about this administration, they love doing news on a Saturday, especially as it relates to war. So let's see what happens. As always.
All right, go ahead and type in there, Yellow. You should be good now. I should have asked you, but my boy needed help real quick.
Follow along, stay up to date on all the news you need to know about. I'll have updates for you all weekend.
Tonight, for example.
I'm so sorry. I should have asked you. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go.
Trump just, about an hour or so ago on X doing this video regarding Stephen Colbert. Just take a look. Mm-hmm.
Teddy said he's not lying. He's talking in code. You're right.
Welcome back to our final broadcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Like, this is what our president is doing, literally. Literally.
I'm sorry, the president posted this?
This is what the president of the United States posted about an hour ago. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem, and it's at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, that this is the maturity level of an 80-year-old man.
It's all good, Yellow. It's all good.
Man who thinks it's cute, funny, and then the individuals behind him, whether at that rally or around the country, Kurt, who continue to feed this.
Noller said, yep, you can rub crap on the White House walls and get paid for it. Yeah. Shame. Leave these countries alone, Priscilla. Patrick said, good. All right, let's go.
Manic, childish, unfocused, undisciplined behavior. Where do you see this fitting into the narratives around affordability, around the war, around gas prices that Democrats, you as someone who's done communication on both sides of the aisle, know are going to be necessary to help people understand he is, as my friend and colleague Simone would say, he is not well.
Overnight.
Teddy said, so what you're saying is the man that won't tell us what he's doing is telling us what he's doing by going to the White House. All right, let's go. Gang, we are almost done. We're going to end this live with Tulsi Gabbard, but I was going to tell you guys something. Oh, I forgot, but let's go. I need 30 more likes. Let's go.
The Department of Justice, while you were asleep, started conducting a mass purge of its websites to delete.
Listen, this is the mass purge of their websites where they were deleting some of the Proud Boys records. Let's go.
References to January 6th insurrectionists. The Department of Justice says it's proud to do so, but the internet is forever and screenshots were captured. This press release, where a Houston man was sentenced to prison for assaulting law enforcement with dangerous weapons on January 6, 2021, a man who at the same time had a pending child solicitation case in Texas, this has been deleted. This was taken by Merrill Cornfield, a journalist. When confronted about it, the Department of Justice says there's nothing quiet about these deletions. We are proud to reverse the DOJ's weaponization under the...
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? They said they're proud to do this. People that literally committed crimes, pled guilty, they are deleting their records. This is insane.
Biden administration. We will do everything in our power to make whole those who were persecuted for political purposes. This includes...
I hope they create a fund when Trump leave. Anybody that was hurt, I'm going to apply.
Stripping DOJ's website of partisan propaganda. Individuals who assaulted law enforcement, who had pending child solicitation cases, will now be...
Child solicitation. Like, remember, he just recently pardoned somebody for that.
Made whole. DOJ doesn't want you to see this. Spread the word. Follow for more. So the Department of Justice is racing to rewrite history right now, actively deleting pages related to January 6th insurrectionists. I need your help. I'm racing at the same time to try to archive pages before they're taken down or completely scrubbed from the internet. I've been able to secure the indictments of multiple January 6th defendants, including Oath Keepers and Proud Boys and more. I've also, the Wayback Machine has helped because there are many archived pages of press releases that the DOJ has taken down. Essentially, if you're waking waking up this morning, the fresh hell that we're waking up to is DOJ is changing history, rewriting history, scrubbing its website of any reference to January 6th defendants or insurrectionists. So here's how I need your help. Let me know in the comments of any
I swear, you said, Marie, honestly, that's the point. He doesn't intend on ever leaving. I believe that. I think he's going to give hell on the way out. He's going to kick and scream.
Specific January 6th defendant or instance that you want archived, that you want preserved, and I'm working to preserve them. I'm going to throw them in my Substack, linked in bio, and we're just going to keep making sure that history cannot be rewritten, because I think that's an important job right now. Happy Saturday morning to all who celebrate.
When Trump got elected the first time around, I said publicly, privately, he would make Richard Nixon look like a good idea.
Y'all hear that? He would make Richard Nixon look like a good idea. Please, there's 155 in the building. If you did not hit the like, now is the time to do it. We are nearing the end of this live. We got probably maybe 20 more minutes. Please and thank you. Help keep me in this algorithm, please. All right, let's go.
Had no idea how right I was, but yesterday we found out that he cut a deal with Todd Blanche, who's the acting attorney general, where he, that is Trump, would be the beneficiary of this 1776 slush fund, where anyone who's been wronged by the Biden team is eligible for compensation, with the idea.
I know I asked you guys this the other day, but seriously, put a 1. Debbie said Trump, Trump, Trump. So Debbie, I need you to participate in this. Anyone that is okay with their tax dollars going to this fund, put a 1 in the chat. If you are not okay with your tax dollars going to this to this fund, weaponization fund, put a 2 in the chat. Who is truly okay with their tax dollars? Who's okay with this? I want you to be honest. And if you're not, put a 2 in the chat. I'm not okay with this. No one should be okay with this. All right.
That the January 6th defendants who have already been prosecuted, already been pardoned, many of which.
All right, Tyreek and my boy Mitch. You know what, Tyreek? I got you. You want to be a mod, Tyreek, or no? Let me know.
Who have gone on to commit additional crimes since they've been pardoned will be eligible for receiving.
Here's the thing. Anybody can apply, but yeah, they get to choose. They get to choose who gets it. Oh, shoot. Oh, man. I took it back. Hold on. I done took it back too far. Let me make sure. Hold on. So I see a lot of 2s. No one should be okay with this. Seriously. No one. Hold on.
When Trump got elected the first time around, I said publicly, privately, he would make.
You don't have to do the job now, but just let me know.
Richard Nixon looked like a good idea. I had no idea how right I was, but yesterday we found out.
Hold on. Someone said, Noller said, only liars and criminals take the 5th. And after saying this, yeah, Trump took the 5th over 400 times in 5 hours. Facts. All right, let's go.
That he cut a deal with Todd Blanche, who's the acting attorney general, where he, that is Trump, would be the beneficiary of this 1776 slush fund, where anyone who's been wronged by the Biden team is eligible for compensation, with the idea that the January 6th defendants who have already been prosecuted, already been pardoned, many of which who have gone on to commit additional crimes since they've been pardoned, will be eligible for receiving repatriation, for lack of a better fund, which just blows me away.
Trump understands better than
Now listen to this part. Listen to this part right here.
Those con men, that he's now at a point where nobody's going to say no to him. Yeah. So anything he can think of that to defraud the United States, to defraud individuals, whatever he can come up with, nobody's going to say no. The courts aren't going to stop him. Congress is not going to stop him. So the depths of his depravity is something that we just haven't even explored yet. But every week, it seems like there's something new and different and worse than the week before coming out. And I don't see an end in sight. The Supreme Court is not going to get in his face and say, you can't do it. Nobody's going to challenge this new one.
Well, right now, guess what? A lot has been held up. But you know what I just thought about, gang? Now that this shooting has occurred so close to this White House, y'all know he's going to start talking about that ballroom again. And they don't come back until next month. I want to say the second week. So there's a lot of things on hold right now. All right, but let's go.
Order that came out. But in 45 years of being a lawyer, I've never seen an order like that.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not.
Now, I couldn't wait to get here. Okay. This is Tulsi on Iran's nuclear capabilities in 2025. Okay. Let's listen to what she says.
Building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003. The intelligence community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to continue to grow their nuclear enrichment capability.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
She clearly said no in 2025 and thought that she was authorized to do so, to say that. So why all of a sudden now? But okay.
What would you say to people who believe that you're only releasing these documents now to improve your standing with the president after he said that your intelligence assessments were wrong? Who is
Carolyn jumps right in. You see that? They don't listen, man. This is crazy. Pam Bondi, Tulsi. I can't even think of the new guy now that's taking Pam Bondi's place. It's like if you don't say the right things and do the right things, you're on the chopping block. Caroline jumped right in because she was afraid that she was not going to answer that question right.
saying that she would release this to try to boost her standing with the president? Who has said that? Well, the president has publicly undermined her when it came to Iran.
Look at her face. She's burnt out and she's sick of this shit. She couldn't wait to get away from this administration.
He said she was wrong. He told me that she didn't know what she was talking about. That was on Air Force One on camera. The only people who are suggesting...
You hear the reporter? Trump said it, and he said it on camera. Let me take that back. Pay attention, y'all. Let me get a couple more likes. Okay, let me take it back. Listen.
The only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
What would you say to people who believe that you're only releasing these documents now to improve your standing with the president after he said that your intelligence assessments were wrong? Who is saying that she would release this to try to boost her standing with the president? Who has said that? Well, the president has publicly undermined her when it came to Iran. He said she was wrong. He told me that she didn't know what she was talking about. That was on Air Force One on camera. The only people who are suggesting that the director of national intelligence would release evidence to try to boost her standing.
Y'all heard her, right? The reporter played back what Trump said, and he has said that on camera. Let's go.
With the president are the people in this room who constantly try to sow distrust and chaos amongst the president's cabinet, and it is not working. I will just answer your question directly. I am with the president of the United States every day. He has the utmost confidence in Director Gabbard. He always has. He continues to, and that is true of his entire cabinet, who is all working as one team to deliver on the promises this president made.
Tulsi Gabbard, the director of national intelligence, is resigning. She has informed
President Trump that she plans to step aside at the end of June because her husband is battling a rare form of cancer. So she needs to leave to help him get better. President Trump saying that she's done an incredible job and that he will miss her. But all of that.
Oh, shoot. Okay, you said, girl, you need to be ashamed of yourself the way you lied and gaslit said. Yeah, she did. She definitely did that.
Aside, this has been a very tumultuous tenure. You know, this is a very critical position. The U.S. is at war in Iran, but you really don't see Tulsi Gabbard having a lane in many of the national security decisions that the president has been making. And in a lot of ways, what he's been doing seems counter to some of the viewpoints that she has held throughout the course of her career. You know, she is seen as an anti-war voice. When she was a congressman from Hawaii, she has not really spoken much about the Iran war. And what we've heard, you know, over the last several months or so is that there were, in fact, some frustrations inside the White House about how exactly she'd been handling the job.
See how she's been handling the job. This is what Todd Blanche better get ready. Todd Blanche better get ready. He wants this permanent spot as the Attorney General so bad that he did something that could potentially result in the loss of his law license with this weaponization fund. This is insane.
Some of the things that she did end up doing as DNI, I think were surprising to a lot of people. So, for example, she was down in Georgia when the FBI raided a voting office in Fulton County. She also put out a report about election meddling that was kind of seen as a way to get in President Trump's good graces. Despite all of that,
I think at this point, she is tired. She needed a way out. And I'm not saying that I don't doubt that her husband is sick. Do I believe it? Yeah, because who would lie about something like that? But she wanted out.
You know, there were questions about how exactly Trump thought she was doing in the job, but now we're learning that she will not be doing it starting at the end of June. We should also note that she is now the fourth cabinet secretary to leave the Trump administration.
The fourth one. So it's her, it's Pam Bondi. I don't know the other two. I can't remember. But you mark my words, Patel will be next. And for some reason, I believe Hegseth. I believe he's up. It's his time. I called it. I called it when it came to her. I called it when it came to Pam. I called out Kash Patel months ago.
Administration just in the last few months.
They're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America.
The IC assesses that Iran has previously demonstrated space launch and other technology it could use to begin to develop a militarily viable ICBM before 2035, should Tehran attempt to pursue that capability.
Their terrorist leader.
2035. She said it. 2035. But let's go. He said they had one. Trump said they had one.
Leaders are gone. We're counting down the minutes until they will be gone.
The IC assesses that the regime in Iran appears to be intact, but largely degraded.
So there's so much of this where, you know, the reason she's leaving, right? The reason she says she's leaving because of her husband and his battle with cancer. But at the same time, there has been a watch on whether or not when she was going to leave because of the back and forth. She is ideologically unaligned with a lot of the things that Donald Trump has been doing, especially when it comes to Iran.
You know what? Who else is? Rubio. I believe that. Rubio too. He said some pretty, contradictory statements. So we'll see what happens.
Director Gabbard, last year you testified that Iran was not building a nuclear weapon. Do you stand by that statement? Yes or no?
Context matters with that statement.
Yes or no?
Iran had all of the materials and capabilities to do so.
It's an easy answer. You either stand by what you said last year or not.
It is a serious question that requires the totality
Director Gabbard,
of the
I reclaim my time.
I covered this. I got a live stream on this. This is insane.
When President Trump was asked about testimony, he said you were wrong. Were you lying or not?
I stand by the intelligence
Great.
community's
With that,
complete assessment.
Trump also said he didn't care what you thought or said. Should he care about what you have to say when it comes to intelligence?
I continue to provide the president with the intelligence community's assessments on all matters.
So let me just kind of get this straight. At the beginning of this war, he said that they were weeks away. I just want to kind of get a
Yeah, he said weeks away. And the last time she testified, she said 2035. So
sense of, were they weeks away of achieving a nuclear weapon? Yes or no?
Congressman, this is a serious matter, and you've made some very serious mischaracterizations.
Yes
here.
or no? Were they weeks
and so
away?
It would be
Yes
a
or no?
disservice to you and the American people to answer this question with a mere yes or
Reclaiming
no.
my time. Were they weeks away or not? The American people need to know if this was an imminent threat or not. If they're weeks away.
And we still, well, we know it was a lie because the Pentagon intelligence, they all said it, but you know, they never addressed it again. And why would they? Because they claim this is why we are at war now.
Or not. If they're months away or not. None of this dodging. Were they an imminent threat? Imminent, to me, means is that they're mobilizing troops. They're moving things into position, artillery. They're getting ready to attack. But everything that we've heard is that this is not the case.
Gentleman's time has expired.
They made a seemingly a gestured promise to Tulsi Gabbard that they would not.
Listen, they made a promise to her. Okay? They made a promise to her. Let's go.
Go into unnecessary wars, that they would do things for the benefit of the American people and not for the donors, not for the military industrial complex or the weapons makers or another country like Israel. That it was the promise. And that promise has been broken. And it was broken not just to Tulsi Gabbard, but to all Americans. And on this day, as Tulsi Gabbard steps down, you can't help but say, I get it. And she's probably in a better place. You know, it would be like me working at CNN or Fox News or something like that. How could I, right? How could I? How can you say those people who work in those places?
There are some people with a conscience and there are those without.
Lie all the time. And I know, and listen, they got to pay their bills. I'm not criticizing the people who work.
And it's the lies for me because once you start, you got to remember the last damn lie you told. And President Trump gets caught every time.
There, I mean, directly. I'm criticizing the institution. If you work, I worked at CNN, I worked at Fox, I worked at NBC. I know what happens, okay? I know that you cannot do certain things. I know that you can't explicitly criticize Israel. I know that you can't criticize our foreign policy. I know that you can't criticize what we have done or what the CIA has done around the world. You can do it as long as it's referenced as a criticism that's political. In other words, you can blast Donald Trump, right? If you work at CNN or MSNBC, right? Or whatever the hell that network is called now. You can blast Joe Biden if you work at Fox. In other words, on political terms, you can blast it, but you can't do it on general terms, right? You can't literally go on the air and say, generally speaking, all the people who work in Congress are crooks because they're getting legal bribes, and that's how the system works. They can't say that, but they'll say it about somebody in the opposing party from that their network represents. You see what I mean?
That's a fact. But long story short, whether it was the reason as far as her husband or not, I'm wishing her the best. Being subjected to be somebody that you're not or to compromise your integrity, I don't blame her.
Bullshit.
First, it was Venezuela, then Iran.
Listen up, because we're going to Cuba next. Y'all ready? Let's go.
Now, all eyes are on Cuba to see what Donald Trump is planning next. And all the signs seem to point in one direction. A familiar playbook
used just a few months ago in Venezuela. As military assets enter the Caribbean, the CIA is on the ground. The indictment of a head of state in this case, the former Cuban president, Raul Castro, widely regarded as still the most powerful leader in the island nation.
That man is in his 90s. The brother. Yeah, the brother.
Cuba's ambassador to the United Nations suggested all of this is Donald Trump creating a pretext for the U.S. to attack Cuba. Quote, I cannot call it another word than a circus they are now mounting as one more action to justify military aggression against Cuba. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is now directly calling Cuba a national security threat.
Cuba has always posed a national security threat to the United States. They, by the way, have been one of the leading sponsors of terrorism in the entire region.
Listen, they did threaten us the other day and said it's going to be a bloodbath if we come over there.
If there's a threat to the national security of the United States, the president not just has the right, he has the obligation to address that national security threat.
A day earlier, Marco Rubio released a direct Spanish language appeal to the Cuban people that, quote, Trump is offering a new path between the U.S. and a new Cuba. It's not clear how many Cubans actually heard it, though, as millions there scramble to afford food and supplies. They're getting by with only 1 to 2 hours a day of electricity and off.
Listen, somebody got upset with me in the last live stream because I said I felt bad. And maybe we should help them. And the person said they just want to take over. And I understand that they are in dire straits. They're in the dark, you know, and at this point, they got to take the help. And that's how I feel. I feel bad. I really do for those people in Cuba. But, you know, I think this needs to happen, in my opinion, to get them some help.
Didn't have no access to the internet. The New York Times reports Cuba is facing a moment of rising crisis.
Okay, we got someone that says, God bless Donald Trump and Marco Rubio.
As the country's oil supplies for domestic use and power plants have...
It's very evil how those people are being treated. And at this point, I think us wanting to take over is better than no help. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to pick the lesser evil. And I just feel like they got to get help. They have to. So.
Been exhausted after Mr. Trump effectively imposed a blockade on fuel shipments from any country. On Wednesday, the aircraft carrier...
You said, if it's over tomorrow, will it be considered a war in history? Don't think so. I'm getting ready to go to the comment section. Give me one. Let me just finish this out.
And its escort warships entered the southern Caribbean Sea, where it is expected to remain for at least a few days.
All right, bingo. Yeah, the person was like they don't care about those people. Why am I not on the stage? Hold on, guys. Okay, here I am. Can y'all hear me? Okay. And the person that came in the chat said, they don't care about those people. They just want to, take over. And I'm just like, at this point, they need help. So. All right, you said it's because the people on earth are not all children of God. You're right about that. No. What's up, Mike? I thought you were going to bed, yo. What it do? Nothing. I had to do this live stream. Now that I am streaming on Rumble, it's getting kind of tough. And I'm over there because I'm trying to grow my platform, just like I grew this one. So please subscribe to this channel. If you like the content over here, please and thank you. Subscribe. If you are on Rumble, please follow me. I'm like the only channel over there that's doing what I'm doing with the celebrity gossip and then the live streams on the war. So there's no other channels over there like that. So if you're on Rumble, please follow me. The Great Spills the Tea. Okay. I'm going to take a couple more comments and then I'm going to close out. We are at the 2-hour mark. I didn't want to go too long today. Again, I was supposed to go live on Rumble. I canceled the live and I decided to come over here once, I seen that there was a shooting near the White House. So you guys probably won't see me for 2 days. I'll be over at Rumble. So make sure you follow me over there. But I'll definitely, if something happens and strikes resume, you best believe I'm going to hit that live button over here. I'm going to hit that live button. So, all right, let me take a couple comments. All right, you said that's probably what Trump will announce tomorrow, that he has cashed. Yeah, the brother is 90-something years old, man. Just let that man. He has 1 foot in the grave. Let him just come on. Like, but yeah, Cuba is definitely next. And he also was trolling saying Greenland. And I think that he's serious. Yes, this right here. This right here. Let me show this comment. Trump is bankrupting the U.S. corporation. He puts somebody in charge, downsizes, then puts somebody new in charge. That is a member of the Republic of the United States. That's simple. Yeah, he is this country. Oh, goodness. It's something else. It's sad. I've never seen anything like this administration. The corruption. And do I believe they're all corrupt? Yeah. Democrats, yeah. They're all corrupt. But just to be out and out, like brazen and blazing with, like, they don't care. It's just crazy to me. So we'll see. You said he was also buddies with Obama. Who was buddies with Obama? Who was? Come on, Diamond Gang. Let me get 15 more likes. Mike, did you hit the like button? Hit that like. Hit that like. But yeah, and it's just so crazy because I've been saying this for weeks now. This deal will mock Obama's deal. Oh, really? I got to look into that. Teddy said I got pictures of Obama and Castro at a Lakers game. Really? Oh, wow. I'm going to look into that for sure. All right, Diamond Gang, it's almost 2 a.m. here in Pennsylvania. I got to get some sleep. Keep your notifications on. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel if you are new here. All opinions are respected. It's a safe space. Listen, I'm passionate in what I believe, but trust me, I mean no harm. So this is a safe space for you to, you just can't be disrespectful. You disrespect someone that's in the chat, my mods, or myself, you'll be removed. As adults, we should be able to have a healthy back and forth. That's it. That's all. You come in here trolling, my mods will get your ass out of here. It's just that simple. Period. Oh, thank you. I love my audience. I will say that. That's another reason I said that I was going to leave the vertical. I'm not going to leave the vertical world. However, I am slowing down a little bit. So I'm going to try to at least go live at least twice a week. What's one of them? You said, oh, you're one of them. What's one of them, Gilbert? Did you hit the like? Did you hit the like, Gilbert? Let me know what you mean, what one of them is or means. Did you hit the like, Gilbert? Yes. We love you, Diamond Gang. That part. I love my audience. So I don't plan on leaving totally from the virtual world anytime soon. But I'm not going live as much as I used to. Yeah, I used to go vertical at least 4 times a week. So I'm probably going to cut it to twice a week because I'm over there on Rumble. So, and I go live. See, over there, they promote freedom of speech. They love that over there. So that's the type of world I like. So, yeah, please send it to me. You know how to go to our spot. When you do it, go to Rumble. Mitch. All right, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Shouts out to my subs. Shouts out to my moderators. Shouts out to my new subs. Let me say this. Every time I go live, I gain subs. So shout out to y'all. Thank you so much. And I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. Replay gang, make sure you guys hit the like. All right, Diamond Gang. Good night.
It's your under degrees. Sip with me. I'll pour it hot, so hot. I'll pour it sweet, so sweet. Spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, feeling great, spilling tea. Have a seat and join me. Sip some tea, unwind with me. Let's grab a snack and talk some smack. I'm your girl, I got your back. I got the news, I got the views. I bet you can't wait, I know you can't wait to sip this tea. Sip this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping 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 this tea. Thanks for watching me, tuning in, subscribing, hitting that like, smash that like. I don't bite, no. It's your under degree, shining bright, set the stage. Hollywood dreams, red carpet scenes, glitter and glow, the secrets I know. Drama with flair, I serve it rare. I got the scoop, I got the proof. I know you can't wait, so come and escape and sip this tea. Sip with me, spilling this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling and sipping this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea, spilling this tea.